Well, hey there. For this card, we're going to use the Stamparatus because I want to make sure that if you want to get your greeting nice and dark, that you can line it up exactly in the same spot. So this is a tool I use when I want to be able to do that. So these are your pieces. Now I did cut the designer series paper so that the border, when we go to put it together, is really pretty small. The separation between pieces is pretty small. If you want a bigger separation or to see more of the black, you can certainly trim your pieces down just a little wee bit. Okay. All right, so we're going to put our die cut image in the in the Stamparatus. Okay, so you saw me adjust and make sure that it was there. And I put a tiny bit of adhesive back here just to kind of hold this, because sometimes you can't use the magnets because they'll interfere in the placement with this. I probably could do one way down here at the bottom, but at any rate. So I'm going to use Pacific Point ink and ink up. Oh, that is most likely off camera, so let's slide in here. So I'm going to make sure that I'm inked up really well. So I may not need to do it a second time, but we're going to just have that option. Whoa, not if I lift that out of there. Okay. Now, whoops, I left on the other table. I sometimes use a dry erase board, a whiteboard eraser, because it slides over. You notice I kind of use my wrist, or I can pull my sleeve down so that it slides better. If I just use the heel of my hand, sometimes it sticks on the plastic, and I want to make sure that I get a nice firm pressure all the way around. So I can see that I have places that didn't ink quite as nicely as I would like them to. So I'm going to ink this up again and make sure I kind of concentrate on that wishing part of the stamp. Okay, so I'm going to give it some really good pressure up here. And because it went in exactly the same spot, now it's nice and dark. We like that. All right, so let's pull this out. And I just twist it off of that adhesive. Okay, so we have that. Then we're going to fold our card base. Okay. Then I'm going to compare the widths. So you want to make sure that you find the two that are, these are 1 3/4 and these are 2 inches. So they should, with a very, very small border, fit. Okay, so very, very small border. And so I put the tall one here and the short one here. I'm going to go opposite here. I'm going to put my taller one here. Nope, my shorter one there. And my taller one here. Okay, so now I have those sort of what I call dry fit. I kind of know where I want them. All right, so now I can one at a time pick them up and put them back with the nice small border. Okay, like that. All right. Now, of course, if you like the wild, colorful patterns, you could alternate. You know, you could do some with the color. I actually had somebody do that in class last night. So if that's something that makes it feel good for you to have some color, go for it. Find the ones that you like best, and just put them in there with the color side out. You know, it's certainly your prerogative to do that. Okay, there we go. So this particular designer series paper happens to be from the Pattern Party set of papers, which are actually in the back of the annual catalog as a host reward. Okay, and you may say, well, I'm not sure I want to host a party or something. Well, okay, we could do it in person, we could do it, you know, on Facebook, we could not do it at all. Understand that you can get host rewards just by putting in an order that's $150 or more. So this one maybe should have been trimmed. So you may end up trimming one of these just a smidge. I think they're a little too snug, but I was trying to avoid the eighths, and I don't think people are going to notice. Okay, so whatever. Okay, so we're going to add some dimensionals, and I happen to have lots of edges here, so I can just snip those edges and use those like that. Oop, that one already was snipped. There, we'll put those in the middle. All right. So it's nice when you're using a piece that's big like this to kind of support the whole, as much of the edge as you can. Okay, so this one I'm going to go across, and we'll do a, whoops, I don't want to tear them. Do a down over here. We'll grab an across over here. That should keep it supported even if you mail the card. Okay, if you mail the card, sometimes they get squished in the machines, and so anyway. Okay. Making quite a pile of little backings over here. There we go. All right, so now we're going to put this kind of in the middle, unless you're somebody that, you know, wants to go cattywampus or, you know, whatever. It's your card. You do what you want. Okay. And then we'll use a few blue gems here. And I think I'm going to alternate. I'm going to go with the dark in the corner, and then a light next, and then a dark. And I think that will kind of help that. All right. So there's those. All right, come on, get in there. There we go. All right, then we can add this part to our card base. Okay. There we go. There you are. Yay! I like that one, actually. That was a case from a friend of mine named Barbara Lash. So thanks to Barbara for that good idea. See you back in a few.